Hey everyone, the new French film, The Count of Monte Cristo, is out in theaters with English subtitles, but don't let that stop you from seeing it. While I may not speak French, there was never a moment where I felt lost or disconnected from the story. This is a great example of how to adapt a popular 200-year-old, wildly complex novel with vastly different social norms into a cinematic story that feels equally authentic to the era it portrays and the time in which it was released. So, why was this adaptation so successful? And honestly, why don't we see more American studios creating cinematic stories like this right now, especially when compared to cinematic disasters like 2023's Napoleon, which felt like such a missed opportunity? We'll get into that, but first, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends because this movie really does deserve a wider audience. All right, so The Count of Monte Cristo tells the story of Edmond Dantès, played by Pierre Niney, a young sailor who's deeply in love with the daughter of his benefactor. His life takes a devastating turn when he unwittingly becomes a pawn in a conspiracy tied to Napoleon's political turmoil. Framed for a crime he didn't commit, Edmond is imprisoned in the infamous Chateau d'If, a grim island fortress that serves as his cage for 14 years. It's there that he meets another prisoner who shares both wisdom and the secret location of hidden treasure. After escaping, Edmond reinvents himself,
Je suis le comte de Monte Cristo.
armed with wealth and intelligence and a carefully plotted plan. He returns to Paris to extract revenge on those who betrayed him. But you know what? Revenge is never simple, and even the most meticulously laid plans encounter unforeseen problems. The film was co-written and co-directed by Alexandre del Patellière and Matthieu Delaporte, and their shared vision really does touch every scene, every moment, every line of dialogue in such a way that you barely notice that 3 hours have passed. Yes, it is a long film, but still, you don't notice the time passing. A great adaptation isn't about copying events beat for beat from the source material. It's really about capturing the heart of the story, and at its core, The Count of Monte Cristo isn't just about revenge. It is about justice. It is about love and redemption and the cost of greed. This adaptation just leans into these themes, delivering emotional gut punches at precisely the right moments in expected and unexpected ways. So, despite being rooted in the 19th century, its dialogue and emotional beats remain strikingly relevant today, which is a testament to the filmmaker's skill in balancing authenticity with accessibility. One thing that the film does best is to distill the immense complexity of Alexandre Dumas's original novel by focusing the narrative lens tightly on Edmond, his betrayers, and the two young characters most affected by the betrayals, Andrea and Haydée. The story retains its emotional power without getting lost in the sprawling source material. Haydée, in particular, has a much different character arc from the novel, but she remains the Count's moral anchor, reaching him in ways that the others cannot. Her presence really allows Edmond to grow in ways that he otherwise couldn't, and the emotional resolution that she brings to the film really mirrors the same impact that her character has in the book. This is what exceptional adaptations achieve. They honor the emotional and thematic depth of the original story while reshaping it to suit a different medium. The result here is a cinematic experience that feels as grand, tragic, and triumphant as the novel itself. However, people who prefer completely faithful adaptations, They might not like all the changes that are made, but I thought they really worked for this film. Throughout the movie, there's a sensual, passionate, and visceral texture to the story. From the smallest gestures exchanged in candlelit rooms to the sweeping drama of revenge and retribution, every moment here feels deliberate. And the pacing has a patient precision to it that never lingers. It's like watching an elaborate pattern of dominoes fall in slow motion, with each piece strategically placed, each reaction meticulously planned. And yet, as an audience member, you cannot help but to feel surprised with every twist and turn, whether or not you see it coming. The film balances these intimate conversations with high stakes action that delivers breathtaking cinematic moments that are dazzling on screen and are emotionally gripping. It's gritty and grim at times while also embracing artistically grand scenes with gorgeous set pieces, these intricate costumes, and exquisite scenery. Every frame feels thoughtfully composed, and every scene feels purposeful. The emotional arcs of the characters are equally well developed. Andrea's story is heartbreaking and raw, while Heidi's journey feels redemptive and powerful. Andrea, while significantly different from his counterpart in the novel, still feels like Benedetto. He remains tortured by his past and what his father, Villefort, tried to do to him as a baby. His inability to let go shapes his choices, and the way those choices play out feel both natural and inevitable. And Edmond himself is amazing. Pierre Niney's performance is stunning, embodying every layer of Edmond's transformation with precision and nuance. He effortlessly shifts from the sweet, innocent sailor to the hardened prisoner and the refined nobleman and the calculating avenger. While there were countless moments in which Pierre Niney exuded Edmond's emotional torment, there are two that stand out. First, his entrances. They're especially good examples of Edmond's transformation. As young Edmond, he's soft and kind and innocent, never commanding the scene, never stealing those scenes. But as the Count, every moment, every look, every gesture he makes carries weight and magnetism on the screen. And second, the final confrontation with Fernand is spellbinding. It's like a dance, compelling and thrilling. It's unpredictable. Pierre Niney's performance in this scene really encapsulates everything the story has been building toward. In looking at this film as compared to the recent release of Napoleon, we can see a dramatic difference in how each film treats the adaptation of its source material. While Ridley Scott's Napoleon felt scattered and unfocused, trying to tell too many stories at once without ever really connecting everything together, the Count of Monte Cristo excels by narrowing its focus. It doesn't attempt to adapt every plot thread from Dumas's novel, but instead sharpens its gaze on the emotional and thematic heart of Edmond's story. While Napoleon struggled with inconsistent accents, scattered narratives, and really undeveloped character arcs, Monte Cristo creates clarity and cohesion and is genuinely emotional and resonates with you. And its pacing in particular is tight and well developed, ensuring that every moment feels purposeful despite the film's excessive length, because 3 hours is a long time. Perhaps the biggest difference between the two films is Edmond's transformation from sailor to prisoner to count, which is deeply explored, while this kind of character development is strangely something Napoleon failed to achieve with its main character. The Count of Monte Cristo is a sexy French film that walks the line between justice and vengeance, with a hard edge of redemption and forgiveness thrown into the mix. If you are looking for a great date movie, an exciting night out with friends, or you simply enjoy historical films, The Count of Monte Cristo delivers it all and more. There are moments in this film when you'll want to cheer out loud, like I did, when Edmond's plans come together, when the betrayals are revealed, and when justice is finally served. It's one of those rare cinematic experiences when you leave the theater feeling satisfied because your money was well spent on this ticket. So, have you read The Count of Monte Cristo? Have you seen any of the other adaptations? Are you planning to see this French version? If you do, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear how this adaptation worked for you, especially if you're someone who usually avoids subtitled or foreign films. And if you enjoyed this review, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more and share this review with your friends because, again, I think this is the kind of movie that deserves being seen on the big screen. And I hope more people get a chance to enjoy it. That's it for now. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon with another review. In the meantime, why not check out one of these videos? Bye for now.